Hello, Cohort M. Thank you so very much for tuning into my presentation. The organizational problem or dilemma that I have chosen to analyze is that of the ESE lead teacher within Duval County Public Schools. Duval County Public Schools, hereafter to be referred to as DCPS, is the 20th largest school district in the United States of America, servicing pre-K through 12th grade students up to the age of 21. We have 156 schools and approximately 130,000 students. Also, there are 6 exceptional centers and 8 alternative schools. There are 2 programs that we're going to focus on with this presentation. One is the Supported Level Academics program. It is a self-contained curriculum for children with moderate cognitive impairments, and then also the Communication and Social Skills program, CSS. It focuses on facilitating functional and social communication skills for students on the autism spectrum. Within Duval County Public Schools, we have the lead teacher. This person is responsible for leading up the CSS and the SLA program. This is a distinct operating program. We have separate facilities, separate staff, and separate transportation. And the lead teacher is the person who facilitates all of the managerial functions within that area. And according to their job descriptions, the lead teacher, hereafter to be referred to as the LT, directs the school, it serves as the direct school contact and liaison within the district. They provide compliance training and information for federal, state, and district paperwork. They monitor, coordinate, and attend IEP meetings, and they key in data into the FOCUS system, which is our online database system that manages CUME folders for students. They also mentor and coach peer teachers. They serve as the direct liaison for all teachers and paraprofessionals, and to hold this position, all they have to have is 3 years of classroom experience and hold a certification in exceptional student education, which brings us to our dilemma or our problem. If you see here, the lead teacher functions as a quasi mid-level manager. They are improperly staffed. If you are responsible for supervising educators and also monitoring the workflow and then training them, then there should be a heightened level of management that goes with that. The organizational behavior that is addressed, and if you see, we're right here on this part of the slide, the organizational behavior that is addressed with this dilemma is proper vetting should take place. There should be maybe a Myers-Briggs personality inventory administered to determine if they're the right person or the right fit for that position. They're also underpaid. This is a dilemma. They receive teacher salary, but they are functioning on a higher level than a teacher. They supervise the work of certificated peers. They work extended hours to accomplish the work that needs to be done in their area of responsibility. There's the perceived organizational supports that might be lacking. Scandura talked about perceived organizational supports. Those are the things that employees feel that an employer will put in place if they are truly valued. And some of the areas that employees look to determine if they are valued is they look for fairness, supervisory support, and also organizational rewards. As I stated earlier, the lead teacher only needs to have served as a teacher for 3 years. What type of value was added to them as a worker before they were promoted to a position of leadership? Also, there's the departmental culture concerns. When persons feel that they have not been properly vetted for a position, then the subordinates within the ranks will respond. And my experiences have been at the 3 schools, and notice it's only 3 of the several programs that we have, but in those 3 programs within 5 years, the turnover in these positions tend to be high, and that is because they're improperly staffed, they are not properly compensated for the work that they are expected to do, and it does diminish the culture within the department. They are also undervalued and underappreciated. Departmental cultures suffer due to the lack of respect that is given to the workers. There's no additional certification that is needed to hold this position. Therefore, when the lead teacher steps to people in the department, especially when they are equals, there are other teachers, and in some cases, teachers that have been teaching longer than them. When the lead teacher steps to them and they don't have any additional credentials, then they are not looked upon favorably. In our book by Scandura, he talked about affective climate. It is, and what that means is, it refers to the shared affective experience of a work group or team. The climate or tone is a result of the feelings that arise from or within the group, and the affect climate are typically referred to as being positive or negative. And unfortunately, due to the lack of training that is given to the LT prior to assuming the position, it leads to cultural a deterioration of the affect culture. Also, Thompson talked about manager team leads. According to Thompson, the manager team lead oversees persons, and they have been properly trained to hold those positions, and that is something that is not happening, which brings us to what I perceive as the recommendations, which will lead to synergy within the department. To improve the LT selection and training process and to enhance the office culture and synergy amongst staff, I recommend the following. Upgrade the position of the lead teacher to a manager rank with a higher salary. Extra demands deserve proper compensation. Next, require a mandatory state certification exam to be taken and passed before a person is given the position. This certification should be added to their state certification and should be renewed every 5 years. Train the lead teacher prior to assuming the job. This is not an on-the-job training type of position. There are many jobs like that, but who would want their surgeon to be training on the job? Likewise, when someone is managing departments that can have upwards of 20 plus staff members, then there should be some former training that happens prior to assuming the position. And last but not least, develop a self-evaluation system. According to Scandura, when persons go through self-evaluation, there is an internal audit that takes place, and they do make those adjustments within. I also strongly recommend that when persons are being considered for these positions, they either take a Myers-Briggs personality inventory or some other inventory to determine if they even have the right personality for that position. In conclusion, I would like to say that these changes will be the catalyst to improving the selection and training process for the LTs hired within the DCPS school system. They will promote healthy growth and development of staff and lead to an improved culture of respect and an affective climate of positivity. Thank you so very much for tuning in. Have a wonderful day.